what I do is I take the block of clay that I get. This is about, I guess, a 10-pound block here. And I use this tool here, it's a pastry tool, to cut the clay apart. And what I do is I draw a line down the center, because this thing, well, actually I'm going to go like this. This tool is just so wide, and I want to be able to cut it. I can cut it. Now I can cut this into manageable parts. I'm asked all the time what kind of clay I do use, and it's JMac clay. You probably can't get it if you're in Europe. There's a somebody was saying over in the UK that they looked up and oh, I can't remember what the name of the clay was. What I'll do is I'll put the name on the video of the clay that he found, and I don't know anything about the clay. I've heard of it, but you can always ask the company to send you samples, and then you can pick out the type of clay that you really want, because you have to try it out first, because you don't want to spend all your money on clay that ain't going to work for you. Now, somebody asked on my video from a year ago, we received a copy of this type of thing here, except a female. And people are astounded I'd spend that kind of money for a reference like this. And obviously, you know, they may work in the arts, but if they don't understand why you need something like this, then their brain is still in the amateur mode as far as I'm concerned. The better your reference material, the better your work is going to be. And if you're not willing to spend the money for good reference material, then c'est la vie. I had the money, and I figured, what the heck, I'll buy it. It's not going to hurt me. And at this point, a month from now, it may be a different story. But having something like this that I can turn and look at really helps. I was looking at this leg last night, and it struck me as being a bit big. When you're working this close to something that tall, you get a parallax distortion. And I'm going to wait till I get the upper body and this leg before I go reassessing my leg again. The worst scenario would be to trim it down just a little bit and buff it up in places and trim it down in other places. But for now, I'm going to start. Oh, I forgot to get the support for this leg made. Oh, I'm going to have to go to the studio. Got it. Alright, I got no choice. I got to go to the studio to get that done. And I'm looking for my measuring tape so I can measure the leg's angle. I knew there was something I was going to do at the studio today, and I forgot all about it. Alright, well, I'm going to come back after I've measured this and I get back to work. Alright, I've set up the brace for the this leg and this foot. It took me a while. I had to run over to, like I said, to the studio and use my radial arm saw and cut this wood over there. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to move my tools off my board here, and I'm going to cut off the corners of the board so that it'll revolve a little easier. off my board real quick because I'm going to have a clean board to start this. I use a little lighter fluid to clean the board. It melts the clay. There's something in the clay that the lighter fluid reacts to, and that's the that's not the lighter fluid you use for charcoals. It's for lighters. All right, that's clean. All right, now that I've got all the busy work out of the way, let's get busy. Alright, that's going to be it for today, and I'm heading over to have some dinner with some friends this evening and a restaurant up north, and I'm just showing you quickly where it is right now. I'll be working on this next week for a couple of days before Christmas, and then I'm going to have to call it quits for the holiday. So I'll see you guys next week. Have a great weekend. Oh, I'm not going to be here tomorrow. I'm sorry. I'm going to be heading to Bozeman tomorrow on some other stuff, and it's just not going to be a good day to be here. So I'm going to see you guys next week.